Hey everybody, it's Jeff from New York, and today we are in Atlantic City near Gardner's Basin. We're going to take a cruise around Atlantic City this morning. I should have gotten a better look at that plaque. I'm not sure if that god was either Neptune or Poseidon. I guess it depends on whether he's Greek or Roman, but definitely a god of the sea. So we're going to start the day out here at Gardner's Basin. Just take a look at what's going on around here. It's also home to the Atlantic City Aquarium. And then once we take our little walk around the basin, we're going to hop on that cruise ship and take a ride around the city here on the bay and ocean. So take your Dramamine, we're heading out to sea. One of the first things you see as soon as you pull into the parking lot here at the Gardner's Basin, parking by the way is free here, is the Atlantic City Aquarium, which has been closed for a while. It's temporarily closed. I'm not sure if it's because of COVID or not. I think it was open after the restrictions were lifted, but for some reason it's been closed the past couple of times I've been trying to visit here. So it'll be a video sometime in the future as soon as it reopens. This is Clarice, the Miss America crown. She's hidden in all my Atlantic City videos. Sometimes she's easy to spot, and other times she can be quite elusive. If you spot her, leave a comment below on the timestamp where you found her, and you'll get a shout out on an upcoming video. Now, I checked the Do AC website, which is a good resource for all things Atlantic City, and they describe the historic Gardner's Basin as spend the day at the bay at historic Gardner's Basin, nestled in a protected channel along the back bays directly across from the State Marina and Coast Guard Station. This bayside park offers shopping, dining, fishing, and sightseeing boat rides for all ages. From distinctive handcrafted gifts in the Crafters Village and unique boutiques to dolphin watching and sightseeing cruises, historic Gardner's Basin is the perfect destination to spend a delightful hour, an afternoon, or a day by the bay. Now, I don't know if they've actually been down here on historic Gardner's Basin, but it's in pretty much disrepair right now, and all the things they're describing pretty much is not going on, with the exception of a couple of restaurants which are very busy, and that cruise ship, which we're going to go on in a little bit. There really isn't much here. This is the Gilchrist, and if that sounds familiar, I visited the Gilchrist at the Tropicana. This is their second location. They're known for pancakes. Right now they're closed. In all honesty, this is being filmed late in the afternoon. The cruise is actually a couple days later in the morning, so you're going to see nobody here right now, and then in the next shot you might see a ton of people, and that's why it's just an editing thing. But Gilchrist, again, very popular here in Atlantic City and very popular with regards to breakfast. That, by the way, is the boat we're going to be taking in the waterways around Atlantic City in just a few short moments on this video. Now, I heard somewhere, from what I understand, Stockton University here in New Jersey wants to pump some money into this Gardner's Basin and bring it back to its old former glory, and that would be great. It's a great area to visit off the boardwalk. You get away from all that hustle and bustle from the boardwalk and see the real Atlantic City, the peaceful bay side of Atlantic City. Again, I'm recording this late in the afternoon. The only thing that appears to be open here is the Back Bay Ale House, that restaurant that we passed on the way in, and it's actually quite busy, so people are coming here. It's just that there's not much to see once they get here right now. Gilchrist is only open for breakfast and lunch, which is why it's empty right now. And as you'll see when we go on the cruise in a moment, that when I'm here earlier in the morning, the Gilchrist is mobbed, and a couple more places are open earlier during the day, but it's about 6 o'clock, 6:30 here in the afternoon or early evening, which is why a lot of the stuff is closed. Off in the distance there, you can see the Borgata, the Water Club, Harrah's, and Golden Nugget, all of those located on the marina side of Atlantic City. And there's another shot of the backside of the Atlantic City Aquarium. You'll see a couple memorials around Gardner's Basin, such as this one dedicated to the men and women who lost their lives at sea. Fishing being a very dangerous job, it's second only to logging. Loggers have pretty much always had the #1 spot for the most dangerous jobs, followed always by fishermen, and there's a little not so much fun fact, I guess you could call it, there. And speaking of fun, what do you say we head towards that boat and take a ride around this city? Okay, so as I said, this was recorded a couple of days after I visited Gardner's Basin. I came back early in the morning to go on this cruise. It's an 11 o'clock cruise. The name of the company is Atlantic City Cruises. Their website is atlanticcitycruises.com. And our captain today is Captain Jeff. So how bad can this cruise be if we're having our boat piloted by a guy named Jeff? Now, with regards to the remainder of this video, I'll tell you how it's going to go. Captain Jeff was playing some yacht rock on Sirius XM, and of course, the music was very appropriate and very relaxing. However, it also comes with a lot of copyright issues, so I'm going to play music a lot during the cruise. Captain Jeff also does some really good commentating. He's a good guide while he's piloting the boat, so I'm going to let you listen to what he has to say as well. Unfortunately, when he starts to talk, I hit the record button and we missed the first couple of words to every sentence he says, but you'll get the gist of everything as we go along. A quick look inside the pilot house. Now, the boat we're on has 2 decks. We're on the upper deck, obviously. There's a lower deck that's completely enclosed. It also has a bar and a snack bar. They do serve alcohol here on the boat. And if weather is a little inclement, you can go downstairs to the enclosed part and drink your way through the cruise. Also keep in mind, if you're the seasick type of person, the lower you go on a boat, the steadier the ride. And as you can see now, the Gilchrist is loaded with people. As a matter of fact, there's quite a waiting list, I should say, of people waiting to get in there. So what a difference a couple days make and the time of day. Again, they only serve breakfast and lunch. Now, when Captain Jeff got aboard, he made it clear to us that because the ocean was very warm, it was in the 70s, and the air was a lot warmer, it was in the 90s and humid this morning, there was a lot of fog on the ocean, which we didn't anticipate at all because it's just beautiful here on the bayside. And the ocean's not that far, but you'll see as we go out, there's a lot of fog out there. This particular cruise, the 11 o'clock cruise, is supposed to take you out to the ocean and along the entire shoreline, the boardwalk area, to show you all the hotels and casinos and piers in Atlantic City. But you'll see once we get out to sea that it is very foggy and you can't see much of anything. But Captain Jeff has a game plan, and you'll see what it is as we cruise along here.
All right, please be careful. Take your time going down those steps. 6 steps from the top to the bottom. Travel slowly, travel carefully, grab the handrails and take your time going up and down the steps. You'll find the restrooms on the back of the boat. The back is called the stern, where you came on board the boat. There are 2 doors on either side of the steps. Those are the restrooms. After using the toilet, press the button once. That'll take all the waste into the holding tanks. Please do not place anything in the toilet but toilet paper. No sanitary products, no napkins, no straws, no wipes or gum go into a toilet on the boat. Only thing goes in the toilet on the boat is toilet paper. Press the button 1 time and all the waste will go into the holding tanks. All those other items, use the trash cans provided. Again, nothing in the toilet but toilet paper. Use the trash cans for everything else. Speaking of trash cans, there are trash cans in the boat. They're up, they're down, they're in, they're out. Please make sure you keep the trash on the boat. No trash over the side of the boat. All trash stays on board in trash cans. No trash over the side. This is a public tour from 11 o'clock till 12. There's no smoking, no vaping permitted. No smoking, no vaping. This is a public tour. The cruiser one is certified by the U.S. Coast Guard for up to 130 passengers. We got 25 on the boat, 25 on the ride, plus Janet, plus me, 27 total on the trip. So just to let you know, there are life jackets on this boat. You will not wear one unless we get torpedoed. It's a little foggy. If you strike an iceberg this morning, same thing, you'll get a life jacket. Leave the blue seats downstairs. Will not get one, wear one, see one, but they're there just in case. There are also 5 life rafts up top for your added safety. 25 people on board, each of you get 5 people per raft.
Hey, if you're enjoying this video, please hit that subscribe button and smash that thumbs up. It really does help the channel out.
Stock bar, it's a hot day. Please make sure you stay hydrated. There's a full bar available. The bar's located on the lower level, and it's a cash bar. We offer soft drinks, ice cold bottled water. We have juice. We have alcoholic beverages like beer and wine and champagne. We have White Claw and High Noon, mixed drinks, frozen drinks, special cocktail menu, strawberry daiquiris, pina coladas, margaritas. We do sell dollar chips, pretzels, and candy. If you're hungry or thirsty during the ride, the bar is located on the lower level. Step inside the door. We do a couple of drink specials every morning on the first trip. We do $4 Bloody Marys, $4 mimosas. You do the drinking and I do the driving. It doesn't matter where you're sitting, because I think all of you came up top. That's probably good. This hot day, enjoy the breeze up top. If you do go downstairs, it doesn't matter which side of the boat you're on. We're going to come home the same way. You do not go around the arch. So we got the ocean this morning. Looks like the fog is lifting. You should be able to see the casinos. If the fog stays on the beach, we'll come back in the bay for the ride. I do expect to see the casinos as the fog appears to be lifting right now. And my name is Jeff. I'm the captain owner. You're welcome to stand up. Sitting is not required. I don't expect any waves today. Just be careful moving from spot to spot. Like it's going out. And when the time changes in about a half an hour, it should take the fog also off. We'll do our best shot to show this shoreline this morning. If Mother Nature allows us. If not, we'll come back into bed. Not to take you for an hour ride in the fog. We should get to see something on our sightseeing tour. You see the Atlantic City Boardwalk right now, as we're very close to the timeshare hotel called Flagship. The boardwalk starts right here on Main Avenue. See a few people walking. You should see some people ride their bicycles as well. The longest boardwalk in the world is here in Atlantic City and Ventnor. Begins right here on Main Avenue. We're at Main Avenue now. Runs all the way down all 48 blocks in Atlantic City, Main to Jackson Avenue. Runs all the streets in Ventnor from Jackson to Fredericksburg. Just over almost 7.5 miles. Longest boardwalk in the world at Atlantic City and Ventnor. No boardwalk in Margate and Walport and South End and 10 Mile Beach. You see the lighthouse. Now let's talk about the lighthouse when we can see it. It's called Absecon Lighthouse. It's 171 feet tall. It is the tallest lighthouse in New Jersey, the 3rd tallest in the country. Absecon Lighthouse has been in that spot since 1854. At 171 feet, it is the tallest in our state. It is open every day from 10 to 5. Today's Thursday, an extended hour here open until 8 o'clock tonight to visit the lighthouse. 228 steps to get to the top. You'll see a few people up there at the observation level looking at us now. Tallest lighthouse in our state is right there on the right. It's open from 10 to 8 o'clock tonight to go for a climb. 228 steps to get you to the top of Absecon Lighthouse.
Captain Jeff was just going over the statistics for the Absecon Lighthouse, the 3rd tallest lighthouse in the country and the tallest one here in the state of New Jersey. He also explained that we're going to head out, and if the fog is really bad, by the time we get to the steel pier, we'll turn around and explore the back bay areas of Atlantic City, so we'll see how that's going to turn out. His reasoning, of course, is what good is going on a cruise if you can't see 2 feet in front of you? And as you'll see, it does get very foggy out on the open water, and we do turn around and head into the back bay. It's also very windy here on the ocean, so I'm going to play a little background music because the audio is just pretty much destroyed by the wind. And then we'll go back to Captain Jeff's narrations once we get off the ocean again.
If the fog stays like this, we'll go back towards the bay. There are 6 casinos on the coast. I hope we see them this morning from the ocean side. If not, we'll see them from the bay side. So you have a beautiful flat ocean, very little waves at all this morning. We'll stay right along the shoreline. You'll be able to maybe see the surfers that are surfing on the beach. We'll be very close to the sand. Maybe 100 yards from us on the sand here at Main Avenue and New Hampshire Avenue. We'll get down to the steel pier. If we can see the pier clearly, we'll keep going down the beach towards resorts and Caesars and Valleys. If the pier is gone in the fog, I'll make a little U-turn and we'll go back in the bay.
Don't forget to check out my book, 50 Attractions and Many Tips When Visiting Las Vegas. It's down at the bottom in the description of this video that you're watching. It's only $4.99, instantly downloaded to your computer, tons of pictures and fantastic tips if you plan on visiting Sin City. And a shout out to Pac-Man who found Mitzi the Rubber Ducky Showgirl in my latest Las Vegas video, the Bellagio. Congratulations, Pac-Man.
We're on that beach later on today. You're good anytime you come to Lansing. There's no fee to go to our beach. The beaches are always free. If you don't have an umbrella or chair, they do rent them. So if you look here on this foggy morning, you see all the blue umbrellas. You can rent them in front of Ocean Casino. There's also the showboat coming up next at Hard Rock. Steel Pier's in front of us, less than a quarter mile away. Just starting to pick out a little bit of a pier. I think we'll make a U-turn in a minute and go back in the bay. There's surely things to see in the bay because the ocean is chilly this morning and the bay is warm, so you're not going to get fog in the bay. Cooler ocean, warmer air. We've got fog on the ocean front right now. Warmer ocean, warmer air, warmer water. There'll be no fog in the bay. There's Steel Pier though coming into view in front of us. I'm going to go a little further down. Looks like the fog may be lifting a little bit. Hopefully we can see a little more of the beach this morning. Let's go a little further into the fog and see if it maybe lifts when we turn around. We won't go down too much further. I do have a little more visibility now than we did 10 minutes ago. We're coming up on the showboat in the Hard Rock Cafe, Hard Rock Hotel, pardon me, and the Hard Rock Cafe on the boardwalk. And that pier in the haze, that is the Steel Pier. And it's open at 1 o'clock today for the rides. So go to ride the amusement rides. They open up at 1 o'clock today to ride the rides on Steel Pier.
So we're going to start heading back to the Back Bay area where it's amazing. As soon as you come off this ocean, the fog completely disappears and there's beautiful sunshine. It's quite incredible. A little bit more about Atlantic City Cruises. They do 4 cruises right now. They do 4 cruises a day. The one that we're on right now starts at 11 a.m. It's an hour long. It costs $20. It's called the Morning Skyline Cruise. Obviously not much of a morning skyline this morning, but you definitely get your money's worth, even in this fog, because Captain Jeff knows to go back into the Back Bay and show you some cool stuff over there, which we're about to see shortly. There's another cruise at 1 p.m. It's a 2-hour cruise called the Dolphin Watching Adventure. And they actually guarantee that you'll see dolphins, and if you don't, you get a credit for another cruise anytime you want. So it's pretty much guaranteed that you're going to see dolphins, and he says 90% of the time they do see them. So again, if you don't see anything, they'll give you a free cruise sometime later. Then at 4 p.m. is the Afternoon Delight Cruise. It's a 1-hour Back Bay cruise. And then at 6 p.m. they have a 1-hour Happy Hour cruise, which has I don't want to say free drinks, but drinks are included. They have sometimes a DJ or a band or something. And we're going to head downstairs and we'll show you what downstairs looks like. We're going to head down there in a couple moments. But it is a happy hour cruise, and it goes all along the bay. And actually, we are downstairs now, and we'll head inside just to show you what the interior cabin looks like, as well as the snack and booze bar.
a tour, and we're going to be able to see everything from now on in. There's the lighthouse, but again, not a good photo of the lighthouse as it's sitting there on Rhode Island Avenue, a few blocks in the haze. Now the cruiser on this boat, we've got radar, GPS, all the advanced electronics. The little boats in front don't. So these small boats are all drifting in the bay, in the inlet, because of the fog. If it was a clear day, they would take themselves out in the ocean, but they don't have the same electronics as us, so they're going to stay here where they can see land. So look at marker number 10, the red marker. You see the water still coming in, it's smoothness, so the tide's still coming in. At 12:30, the tide will go out. So right now, that colder ocean is pushing to the bay, making the fog. Once the tide switches, the warm bay water will go out. They'll take the fog with it. So we'll be probably foggy for another 45 minutes to an hour, then the tide will change and that fog should lift off in the afternoon. Temperature difference though, in the ocean the water temperature is about 71 degrees, in the back bay it's about 80 degrees. Almost 10 degrees warmer in the bay than it is in the ocean. Let's talk about the rules for driving on the beach. You'll see people driving on the beach here on the right hand side on Brigantine. Two things you must possess to drive on the beach. Number one, you must have four-wheel drive. So all the vehicles on the beach are four-wheel drive. The second thing you must have is you must have a yearly permit to drive on the beach. It's $300 for the year. They don't sell a one-day pass or weekend pass. So $300 is a seasonal pass, yearly pass to drive on the beach. And it's a very popular spot. It's called the Cove of Brigantine. A lot of these folks are out here just about every sunny day in the summertime.
And as we head back into the Back Bay area, once again you can see the Borgata, Water Club, Harrah's, as well as the Golden Nugget. And that bridge, which we're eventually going to go under right now, is the bridge that leads to Brigantine, a town, a sleepy seaside town that I was just in a few weeks ago. I did a video there. It hasn't been edited yet, but that will be coming up shortly on the channel. And yes, I just said, we'll eventually go under that bridge right now. Sometimes my grammar, it just amazes me.
Of the Water Club Hotel, which is part of Borgata. There are a total of 9 casinos. I'm going to guarantee we'll see 3 of them. The other 6 might still be lost in the fog. We will catch them in the last few minutes from the bay. In New Jersey, there's only one way to get there. There's no east-west bridge, there's no north bridge to Long Beach Island. One road to Brigantine Beach. It's the Brigantine Boulevard Bridge just in front of us. This is what's called a fixed span. Fixed means it does not open. It's not a drawbridge, it's a fixed span. We're only 26 feet from the water line up to our highest point, which is the flagpole in the back. So we don't have to worry about ever getting underneath this bridge. However, if we were to go down into the middle of Atlantic City, we would need 6 bridges open for us to go around the island. The first one would be the Route 30 bridge, then the train bridge, then 422, then Dorset Avenue, then the Margate Bridge, then Longport. So it would be 6 bridges for us to go around the island. To go around the island is 22.5 miles, 12.5 miles in the bay, 10 miles in the ocean. We do not go around the island for the reasons of the bridges and also because of the tide. All of our cruises start and return in the Absecon Inlet, which is where we just left. Now we're on the Back Bay. Went down the steel pier and came back in the inlet. Now we're on the intra-coastal waterway, ICW. This waterway goes all the way up to Maine, so turning to the right-hand side going north, and up as far as the northern tip of the state of Maine. Otherwise, going south, you go down to Florida. I know some of you might do some vacationing down in, let's say, Miami or Fort Lauderdale, places like that, Boca. That's the same waterway, the intracoastal waterway. It's here all the way down to Florida. And it's important to understand that on a rough ocean, hurricanes, things like that, it's a safe travel. Not the fastest way, but surely you can still make progress from town to town or state to state if you're rough by staying in the bay following the intracoastal waterway. Not very breezy. It's called the Jersey Atlantic Wind Farm, and the windmills have been here now for 11 years. As the wind makes those turbines turn and creates electricity, electricity is used to power the wastewater facility, which is buildings right below the windmills. Extra energy powers 5,000 homes and businesses here in Atlantic City. The future of wind energy does look strong in New Jersey. Right now there are 2 companies that have bases here in Atlantic City that want to be the first to do offshore wind farms. If they get the permits they need, they're going to build windmills about 12 to 15 miles off of Atlantic City. You wouldn't see them on a clear day, they're too far out to sea. But if they do get them out there, they'll provide 1/3 of New Jersey's energy from the wind. So 1/3 of New Jersey's electricity, more than 3 million people will get their energy from the wind by 2026. Actually, we'll go closer to Harrah's and then we'll get to the Golden Nugget.
There is a walkway that leads from Golden Nugget to Borgata. It goes along the entire bay here. I do take that walk after I get off this cruise. It starts off, like I said, at the marina by the Golden Nugget, wraps itself around the Golden Nugget, around Harrah's, and it goes towards the Borgata. Some areas are beautiful, other areas not so much. I believe it's a mile or 2 miles long. I do it, and there's a video coming out shortly on that walk. Actually, you can see part of that walk right in front of us right now. It also goes under the bridge as you leave the Golden Nugget area and head towards Harrah's.
Couldn't see much of it, but that big tall building is 800 feet tall. That's ocean. To the right of the ocean is a small rattan boat. You can catch it down before the fog rolls in again. That's the showboat. We're just off of the showboat. And then a little further up to the 2 towers in the east, that's Hard Rock. That's where Steel Pier was. So not eventually we were out there. We had about a mile down the bay from Main Avenue down to Virginia Avenue, then we moved back into the bay. I know it's possible, but how come they can't see me?
And at this point, we're going to be passing the U.S. Coast Guard here at Atlantic City, and Captain Jeff was explaining that every Coast Guard base is the same, white buildings with red roofs. And he also told us that we're heading towards the Golden Nugget Marina. It's actually a state marina. I think it's called Farley Marina. And we're going to check out some super yachts there, and he's going to do some really precision moves, I should say, with this big boat of his. Directly in front of us is the Water Club, part of the Borgata complex, and that big black square that's near the top of the building is actually their pool area. They have an infinity pool up there that pretty much looks outside the skyscraper. It's pretty scary, and it must be beautiful. I've never been up there. Hopefully someday I'll get up there and be able to show it to you guys. And now we're heading towards the Golden Nugget. This marina is a state marina. I believe it's called Farley Marina. And the Golden Nugget has a deck bar there. There's a video that's on this channel. I visited the deck bar. Lots of beautiful yachts here. Some of them small, some of them medium, and some of them huge. And now we're heading towards 2 mega yachts here at the Farley Marina, and Captain Jeff does a daring U-turn. I was wondering how he was going to do it, but apparently he's done it many times before. As a matter of fact, I was just standing by the pilot house while he was doing it, and I just peeked my head in and said, "You've done this before, haven't you?" And he said, "Quite a few times." Now, mind you, these two yachts are worth anywhere from, I don't know, several million to tens of millions of dollars apiece, and making this maneuver that Captain Jeff is doing, excuse my language, but it's kind of ballsy.
Those are not yachts, those are commercial clamming boats. The type of clams they collect are called quahog clams. Right now the Endeavor's unloading. If you look closely, you'll see a big yellow crane kind of in the belly of the boat. You might see a cage of quahog clams coming out there unloading. They just pulled in this morning. The type of clams that are then sold to Campbell Soup for chowder. They're chowder boats offloading over there on Maryland Avenue. The rest of the fleet unloads down the street from us on Rhode Island Avenue. About 6 minutes or so, and thank you for being on board our first trip of the day. Hopefully by the time you get out at 1 o'clock, that fog will lift. The next trip going out is our 2-hour dolphin watch. As long as we can see a quarter mile to a half mile, we're fine on that cruise. There are lots of dolphin out there. As long as we just a little bit, we'll be able to find the dolphins on that trip. That's a guaranteed sighting, so if you want to do a longer ride than the 11 o'clock trip, 2 hours every day. We go dolphin watching, we do guarantee to see them, and we see them over 95% of our trips. So you're looking for a 2-hour ride. I think we're sold out for today. I don't know if there's any spots left for today, but if you're looking to do the dolphin watch, it is an everyday trip until the end of September, then weekends and Wednesdays till the end of October. So dolphin watching is a 2-hour ride in the ocean each day. Then we do a little 4 to 5 afternoon tour, a little ocean, a little bit with narration. Then we close every night at 6 p.m. with a cruise called Happy Hour. That trip does not go in the ocean. We change up the music. We turn off the XM Yacht Rock we listen to today on this cruise. Put in some today's hits. A little bit of mix of music. We have DJs on the weekends. That's the 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 6. 4 times you can buy individual tickets and take a boat ride. In addition to doing these tours, we also have private rental. Tonight we have a 21st birthday going out. We had a fundraiser last night. Tomorrow night we have a birthday party. Small wedding on Saturday. Looking to rent the boat, we do charter every night after 7 o'clock for private rental, Sunset Cruises. We get back and you're looking for some food. There's 2 options, quick and easy. They're both very good. They're very quick, and you'll get yourself on your way. The one without alcohol, breakfast and lunch, Gilchrist. Breakfast and lunch, Gilchrist Restaurant. Alcohol available for lunch and dinner at Back Bay Ale House. Just give a little room on the lower level. Just step back a little bit. Let Jana tie the boat up. Once we get the line secure, we'll shut down the engines. Jana, no need for a bow line. We don't have to have a bow line right now.
And we're almost at the dock now, and as you can see, the Gilchrist is even busier than it was when we left. It's now noon, so very popular place. And again, if you missed that video, check it out, the Gilchrist at the Tropicana. Some of the best pancakes I've ever eaten. I used to have a small 21-foot boat down at the Jersey Shore years ago, and this is the hardest part of owning a boat. It's not leaving the marina, it's coming back into the marina and backing up into your slip. I never got the hang of it. Of course, I've hit a couple of things and, just gently tapped them, but it's not easy, and I can't imagine how difficult it is with a boat this size or bigger. But apparently, Captain Jeff has proved himself on this cruise that he knows what he's doing. And that's pretty much it for Gardner's Basin and Atlantic City cruises today. What'd you think of the cruise? Did you like it? Would you take it yourself? Have you taken it yourself? Leave a comment below. I am definitely coming back. I want to check out that happy hour cruise, of course. You guys know me. So I'm coming back before the season ends, and I will definitely do a video on that as well. I found this little relic on my way out of Gardner's Basin this morning, and it's an old diving bell that they used to use at the end of the steel pier along the boardwalk. People used to actually get in this and be submerged from the steel pier back in the day. They used to do some crazy stuff on that steel pier, let me tell you. In any event, have a great day, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, comment, ask some questions, and most importantly, subscribe by clicking on the button on the left. You can visit all of my New York videos by clicking on the top right, or check out my videos on other favorite places to visit by clicking on the bottom right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around the city.